is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports, Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over some UFC fights for Saturday, June 19th, 2021. I'm going to show you both sides, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I'm picking in these games, you'll have to join my Patreon where my picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the fights. I'm going to be doing the main event, Chang Sung Jung versus Dan Ige, or Iggy. And the co-main event, Alexei Olenek versus Sergey Spivak. I'm always going to butcher these names. I apologize. I don't mean it personally. I'm just really bad with speech. I'm trying to work on it, though. Consciously trying to work on it. So on this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. This side of the screen is what I call my game numbers. How it's structured is I have the name of the event up top here, UFC Fight Night, the Korean Zombie versus Iggy. Is how I'm gonna say it, I guess. I apologize if I'm wrong. UFC Apex, Gematria, Las Vegas. This is going to be a heavyweight fight. And then I have one fighter right here. His name, Gematria, his birthday to and from, his fight record, if he's on a winning streak, a losing streak, his UFC record. In the middle here is the versus head-to-head Gematria, and then another fighter at the bottom. Same thing, his birthday to and from, fight record, winning or losing streak, UFC record. Alright. So, let's look at the co-main event here. Olenek versus Spivak. Olenek versus Spivak sums to 219, and it's a 219 days till his 27th birthday, Sergey, which I thought was interesting. Olenek, his birthday is actually tomorrow or Sunday, the next day of this fight. He'll be turning 44 years old. Saturday does have 46 date numerology, 46 sums to 44. Old guy, 43. It is a day with 66 date numerology. And if Sergey loses this fight to a 43-year-old that's about to turn 44, he can become 3-3 for a UFC record in his 15th fight, which would be his 6th UFC fight. And 33 sums to 66, and it also sums to 156, it being his 15th fight, his 6th UFC fight. On a day with 66 date numerology, he could become 3-3 like 33 for a UFC record. 33 also sums to the number 60. And Olenek would be getting his 60th win for his career if that were to take place. Spivak would get his 3rd loss for his career as he becomes 3-3 like 33. It's Olenek's 15th UFC fight. It's Spivak's 6th UFC fight, 15-6. It's his 15th fight for his career, 15-6. 33 sums to 156. Sums to 66. Today was 66 date numerology on the Gregorian. Also just so happens to sums to 60. Olenek get his 60th win the day before his birthday, his 44th birthday. Could be a nice little birthday present for him. His name, Olenek, sums to 65. This is his 15th UFC fight. He can sit on 15 losses for his career. 15 sums to 65. It also sums to 124. And Sergey was born on January 24th, 124. And it'll be his 15th fight. 15 sums to 124 and 65. Spivak would become 12-3 for a UFC fight record, or excuse me, not a UFC fight record, but he'd become 12-3 for his fight record in his career. on the ninth day of the fourth month for the Hebrew religious, which also just so happens to have 94 date numerology. 94 sums to 123, and it also sums to 147, and it's the 147th day of his current 26-year-old age, where he can become 12 and 3, like 123. So Olinsky might be a nice little birthday upset, potentially. On the flip side, though, Olynyk, he could just get his 16th loss for his career. 16 does sum to 33. That could be the 33 connection that we're looking for. Olynyk would get his third loss in a row, as Spivak gets his third win in a row, 3-3. So it can reverse. 16 also sums to 96, or is it 93? Yeah, so it sums to 96 and 93. And Olynyk versus Spivak sums to 69 and 93. 69 is just a reflection of 96. So again, that could be that 16 getting a 16th loss. Although if I'm going to bring up the 69 and the reflection of it being at 96, Olynyk could become 9 and 6 for a UFC record. Olynyk versus Spivak, 69. Reflections of each other. Spivak sums, or Sergio Spivak sums to 69. He also sums to 141, and that's the fourth number that 33 sums to. 156, 66, 141, and 60. And then he could become 13 and 2 for his career. What was, I think, 132. Yeah, 132 sums to 94. So that could be the 9-4 connection. 9th day of the 4th month, 94 date numerology. 132 sums to 94. Even though 94 also sums to 123 and 147, it could be for the 132 as well. Alright, so let's look at the main event here. We got Chan Sung Jung versus Dan Iggy, or Ig, or Ige, Ige, Ig, Ig. Is it Ig? Dan Ig. I'm working on it. I apologize. But let's look at Chan Sung Jung. He has an interesting connection. Both him and Dan. If Chan Sung Jung wins, he becomes 7 and 3 for a UFC record, like 73. And Dan Iggy, or Ajay, Agay, I don't know. Dan, he could become 7-3 for a UFC record with a loss. And this is UFC Fight Night, the Korean Zombie versus Iggy, which sums to 367. And 367 is the 73rd prime number. So that has that 73 pattern. That's why I have it in like a bright yellow. The name of the event, 367, the 73rd prime. Chan Sung Jung can become 7 and 3 for a UFC record with the win. Dan, he'd become 7 and 3 with the loss. It is a day with 66 date numerology on the Gregorian. Chan Sung Jung was born on March 17th. 317 is the 66 prime number. Dan, it's 317 days since his 29th birthday. The 66 prime number. It's 94 days since Chan Sung Jung's 34-year-old age. 34 and 94 date numerology on the Hebrew religious, the 9th day of the 4th month, like 94. It is June 19th, 619. Makes sense as to why this is the headliner. 619 is the 114th prime number. And Jung versus Ij, or Iggy, or Ije, sums to 114. The thing about the Korean zombie, though, is the words, the Korean zombie, sums to 167. And with a loss, he could become 16-7 for his career. Makes me think, since that's how they label it the Korean Zombie versus Izzy versus Jung versus Izzy, like I have down here. So the Korean Zombie, 167, could become 16-7 for his career with the loss. He would get his second loss in a row. Dan would get his second win in a row, like 22. 22 sums to 39, and 167 is the 39th prime number. If you write out the Korean Zombie versus Ajay, like how they have it up here, it sums to 311, which is the 64th prime number. Chan Sung Jung can become 6-4, like 64 for a UFC record with the loss. The number 64 sums to 86. Dan born on 8/6, like 86. His fight in Las Vegas, 86. So, I don't know. Is he going to fall on his name, the Korean Zombie? It's kind of the question here, basically. Dan, he'd become 16-3 if he wins, like 163, the 38th prime number. This is Chang Sung Jung's 23rd fight for his career. 23 sums to 163. Wonder if 163 sums to anything. 163, 108. No. 67. I know 271 till 35th. 271 is the 58th prime. What is 38? Is 38 anything? Since it's the 38th prime, 163 the 38th prime. 58. I just mentioned that number. 271 days till Chang Shung's next birthday, the 58th prime. I think that's about it for now. That I have. I'm gonna continue to look it over. Got 48 hours to the fights, plenty of time. I suggest you guys continue to look it over. But I think the big question for the main event would be, does the Korean Zombie become his name Gematria? I think that's the big question here. If not, we have the fight night, UFC fight night, Korean Zombie versus Izzy 267, which is the 73rd prime number. 7373 UFC. So is it the Korean Zombie name Gematria, or is it the promotion of the fight name? And then Olenek and Spivak. It goes either way with the 94s here. 1947, 23, 32, 13-2. Or do the UFC gift Olenek? I wouldn't say the UFC is going to gift it, but whoever's pulling the strings is Lucifer. Is Lucifer going to gift Olenek his 60th win the day before his 44th birthday? Might be a better way of saying it. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully this helps. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. Hopefully I made sense a little bit. I'm kind of rambling. My thoughts are all over the place. Hopefully you're not too confused, especially if you're new. But I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the support. I hope you win your picks. Don't hesitate to add more information on top of this, to build on top of this. And thanks for watching.